And we do have, of course, the player of the previous game. That's Thang Min Min, very well deserved, the goalkeeper of Team Lethal. But as we get into this encounter, it is INOS NT1 facing off with the Wonder Six. It's going to be an interesting battle here. INOS. And the Wonder Sticks in battle. Keep in mind the fact that the Wonder Sticks, of course, went down to Orion Star. They have a lot at stake here, and they'll be very, very keen on making the difference. Goalkeeper, of course, the Wonder Sticks should be Joshua Park. Well, it's either him or Lucas Cole, but it looks like it's Joshua. We will confirm that for you. As we can see, along with the captain for INOS NTN1, the goalkeeper is Darius Ung. Battle that goes down to the wire. Your guess is as good as mine. You can never say. Anything can happen. It's not like the previous game. It was Lethal who were on course for the victory. It was stalled by the NUS Titans in that third period. They took that game into extra time and then into the penalty shootout and sudden then. Like that term, sudden death. Is Zayan, who's also, well, on court for the Wonder Sticks. Wonder Sticks did play, well, a very tough game in the semi-finals, but Orion Star were definitely the better team. We'll run you through those scores as well, but for now, it's just the start of the first period here between these two. Definitely looks like there could be an opportunity in here for the teams. Well, looking for that first up opportunity. The Wonder Sticks, of course, Pirapong. Let's not forget, just to keep you in the loop, of course, INOS NTN1 are in blue and white, and the Wonder Sticks are in red and white. Red and black jerseys, if you ask me. So very, very interesting matchup. said and done, it does look like it's going to be, well, a big battle. That's exactly what we were expecting between these teams. And if it's not a high-scoring match, and it tells us a bit of a story, INOS, of course, have a lot to prove. Having said that, I do believe that the Wonder Sticks do as well. Yes, Romy Shafiq will receive it back from Ilario Ong. Taking that through was Xavier Chua. Xavier once again plays for the national squad. Not too many players in there who do play for the national squad for the Wonder Sticks, but Xavier Chua does. He's a very exciting player to watch. And it's interesting, of course, to see him in action. That other player, Jedel Lim, who plays for Jedel Tan, was it? Yes, Jedel Tan plays for another team as well. We'll see him in action later tonight. Jedel Tan plays for Nemesis. He's another lethal player to watch in action. Referees for this earlier part, of course, are referee Prabhu, who's on the Wonder Stick side, and on the INOS side we've got referee One. Just trying to make a few inroads in there to try and put a bit of pressure on Carl Ryan, stepping it up. So not a bad deal as far as you know, the lads are concerned. They are trying to make the difference here. We'll let that fly nice and easy. Lee Liang. Well, there certainly seems to be still a bit of, well, getting settled in for both teams. 7 minutes past, there's been, well, not too much of an attack on goal from either side of the fence. Romy Shafiq trying to take that through. Could be a chance here now for INOS as well as they get into the action. Remember, you've got the lads from Malaysia, and they're the sevens, as we call them. Eugene Lai, number 17. There is Tae Chin Hong, number 7. Then there's Chong Han Keong, number 27, and Fabian Chow, number 37. You would have seen Fabian well placed so many times, you know, in the region. He's another dedicated a professional when it comes to floorball. So the 4 Malaysians with the 4 sevens, how interesting is that? Call it the 7-pack. Well, if there were 7 of them, there are only 4. So it certainly is a very, very good well, run for the lads. Tomi Shafiq. There's definitely got to be something in here for the teams. That's a bit of a whip there, but that won't find its way through. It certainly looks like there might be something in here for our teams as they stretch it forward. Still no chance of a goal has surfaced. It's 10 minutes of play already done. And that's stick a leg out, and it just might help you. And that's exactly what the Wonder Sticks goalkeeper, well, Joshua Pang does. It was a good enough effort coming in from Darius Chan. Got it handed to him. Something in here. Well, really trying to make a few inroads, and that's Brian Chua. A couple of good players here that you're going to see on either side of the fence, and they are very, very strong. Let's not forget the captain of INOS, of course, the number 55, plays for the national team. And is a very interesting lad to watch in action. Looking to make a few inroads. An opportunity that would have been, but a bit unfortunate there for INOS, but they do get the benefit of the call, and that's going to be a good thing. Lovely run from Carl Ryan. This time only hitting the side netting. Well, it's Andriel, who can also be a threat to the opposition's goal. Very, very different in terms of pace and in terms of how this match is started compared to the previous one. Never good to compare the ladies and the men, but I have to say the ladies put on a show here today. Absolute show. And both these teams, of course, I think are being very cautious because they do know they can't afford to, well, make any mistakes. Izayan. Izayan will be denied. And that's by goalkeeper Darius Ung. Always an opportunity to create something here. Looking to drive that in from a distance, and that came in from Veerasak Pimpa. Remember the Thai lads who play for the team. There's Pirapong, number 92, Veerasak Pimpa, number 44. Then there's Surapong Sangmangkol, who is number 14. All these lads very, very formidable, very strong. So Wonder Sticks and INOS still locked here. It's been a stalemate affair in the first period. Wonder Sticks trying to close in as best as they can. It's quite interesting to see how well the teams have been able to just hold on without really coming close. I do believe this can be a cause for concern. So you got, well, two periods left to play for. There you have the scroll for the current lineup. Well, the captain of the Wonder Sticks is Mohammad Mikhail Rayan. Good opportunity to step back in for either team. Having said that, they're both going toe-to-toe on equal footing. Here's Izayan. Moving it back to Romy Shafiq, back to Izayan. Trying to create an opportunity, and he will be denied. A decent enough effort, I would say, coming in from Xavier Chua, but kept at bay by Darius Ung, the keeper of INOS. Interesting turn of events, if you ask me. In just about 90 seconds left as the lads restart the action. Is Zayan in there? He goes with Carl Ryan. Very, very interesting how neither side has been able to find the target. Xavier Chua looking to knock that in. Well, 4 lads in white and blue falling back. Tight defense being put up by INOS, and I've been impressed. Well intercepted there. Oh, that was a very, very good effort. And he's such a strong player to watch in action, Peter Pong. And of course, it will be taken from the other side. So, well, what do you do when you have 2 lads from the same team on either side of the goal? It's almost like an ambush through a free hit, isn't it? So all said and done, here we go. It's pretty much as we have come to that, we're coming to the end of the first period. And there it is. Well, the whistle had already gone off, so saved by the bell. That's what you would say. And I think, well, Darius Ung is going to be a happy camper about that one. So do stay with us as the action continues. We get into the second period real soon. But for now, it's been a stalemate affair in the first period as INOS and the Wonder Sticks remain on.
Who do you want? Okay, never mind. I'm going over now, Alia. Sorry? I go. Yeah, you show me. You tell me when you want to cut me. I want to get Wonder Sticks or INOS. You want me to get Wonder Sticks or INOS? I'll take INOS first. Okay, I'm closer to INOS now. Oh, fuck. Okay, tell me when like you have 15 seconds.
Let's welcome you back to the second period. This is the second runners-up, a game being played in the men's between INOS NTN1 and the Wonder Sticks. It was a stalemate affair in the first period as neither team was able to find the back of the net. And as we get into, this second period, let's remind you that it's going to be a battle royale here. We do hope, of course, that that scoreline will change as soon as possible, because keep in mind the fact that one of the key things that we would have wanted is to see a change in the scoreline. And as we await that, let's not forget to remind you that we've also got 2 more games coming up, and those will be the finals. We start off with the women's finals after this game. Having said that, there's still a good bit of time for that, because we are still very much not even halfway through this encounter. So stay with us, don't go anywhere as we continue with the action. If you're in and around, or if you're in the vicinity, well, do come down to the stadium. It'll be really exciting to have you join us as we take you through the match action. So exciting times for us here as we do try and play out what we call an interesting battle. Referees, well, you know, making the most, always unsung heroes. Just in case you didn't know this, referee Prabhu, and we've got, of course, referee Gerald. Always a very exciting prospect to watch them in action. Looking to wrap that around, but unable to knock it in. Pirapong Kambanlue. What an opportunity missed, you would think. And this time around, another whip coming straight there from the Wonder Sticks. It's Mohammad Mikhail, the captain, who decides to make the call. It's always going to be a tough ask when you're trying to score against a team that is, you know, kind of well matched in terms of skill, in terms of what they bring to the table. Now running away with it, trying to make you know, some sort of an opportunity there. Arshad has, now it's off to John, and that'll be taken safely by the INOS keeper. That's Darius Ung, who is in the goal for them today. It's been a very, very interesting time as far as, well, the teams are concerned. And finally through, Andriel and the lads, of course, rushing ahead, and Inos have got the lead over the Wonder Sticks. Well, in that first 5 minutes of the second period, and a breakthrough finally for Inos. And this is all at how all went down. Andriel needed to tap that in, and what a lovely assist from the captain, Keenan Boone. So Andriel makes it 1-0. Sometimes the teams can score against the run of play. In this case, of course, it was a fairly well-matched affair between the lads. I won't say that it was one team that was better than the other. I think they both gave it their all. Having said that, Inos do have the lead here, and that's what matters in a moment like this. Inos still looking to find a way through. That Wonder Sticks will have to dig a bit deeper if they are to make it count. One of the odd things about the Wonder Sticks, they started off, in a very, very good manner when they were playing in the semi-finals. They were quite a team to watch, and then things have just kind of, worked against them for some reason, and it's been a bit of an odd change. Sometimes you wonder whether it's the momentum of the team, sometimes whether it is really the... Well, that's a very good stop. Darius Hungwell just holding his own here. Pirapong looking to get that through, has a bit of backup support in front, but I don't think it was possible, well, for Joshua Seo to do much there. Inos back in attack mode, and that's well intercepted by the back line. Well, every goal opportunity just being thwarted here. Wonder Sticks are really trying to do their best, but it's Inos to get the benefit of this call right now. And it does matter in times like this because, you just want to, well, put on your best show, try and find a way through. Every little opportunity counts, there's no doubt about it. But it all depends on how the teams perform. Opportunities missed, and there will be opportunities won. Still trying to make a bit of a difference here, and I think INOS want to capitalize on the fact that they have, got themselves into a fairly strong position. I do believe just 10 minutes left now in this encounter. In the second period. Can they make the most of it? Another effort on goal, but he won't find his way through. Trying to do his level best, of course, for the Wonder Sticks is Daniel. Well, at times like this, you really want to try and do your best to find, some sort of ground. Create as many opportunities as you can. I did say this earlier, it was going to be a bit of a, tough game to score in. And that's quickly moved back there by Mohammad Mikhail. Here is Pirapong. And it really boils down to that part of the matchup. Whether the teams can make a difference. Well, quickly pulled away by Austin Theo. Well, time has certainly flown in this encounter, but I have to say it hasn't been very, very fast. The second period, a lot more pacier, and I think that is what was needed more than anything else. It started off in a very somber manner, and I don't think a runners-up finish really is worthy of that. You need to get that pace going. You need to make it a very tight affair, and I think here's where the teams now will make the difference. Quick whip of the stick there from Sri Kogun. So a little over 7 minutes, 7 minutes and 40 seconds to be precise, still left in this battle, which has been exciting as far as that turn of events is concerned, and that goal. It did make things very, very different. So definitely a lot to expect from this battle here, and definitely a lot to expect in terms of what can come. But Wonder Sticks really will need to dig deep, because it is INOS who have that lead. It may not be too much, but keep in mind the fact that with the current, scoring, it tells you a bit of a story as to how tough the defense lines have been on either side of the fence. And here's where the teams will have to figure it out before they can actually, get to the end of the game and discover that it was a chance missed. Well, still 1-0 here. That's pulled away this time by Carl Ryan, who's been trying to do his level best. Just living life a tad bit dangerously there. Bit of a flurry there at the Wonder Sticks end of the well caught. Well, this time picked up safely. No worries at all for goalkeeper Joshua Pong. And I think he's had to be, you know, on high alert right through, especially after Ainos struck the first blow. Well, how do you make things count, you know, when you're in a situation like this? Stretching it as much as he can, Austin Theo. Well, decides to get that right behind that, but no way through this time. And it's end-to-end action as, well, Joshua Pong is called into that save. Picked up. No worries here. Even as the Wonder Sticks are drawing close, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. And I do believe it's something that the teams will have to be very, very careful of. Time. Time is always of the essence. Well, that one's going to go past the away post, so no way through for the time being. I do believe that it's something, well, they would have loved to do. Trying to pull it away for the Wonder Sticks, and that was well, Aiden Irfan. Aiden Irfan still with it. Good interception. He actually passed it to the opposition, but right there at the other end, yes. Well, Adel Aiden. Back to Aiden Irfan, who crosses the court, looking to create some sort of an opportunity for his teammates. It's back to Adel Aiden. Aiden Irfan. Well, once again, close enough threat coming in from the Wonder Sticks. They need to level the playing field as soon as possible. But Keenan Poon will pull it away for his team. The captain leading by example. It's off to Andriel. Back to Keenan Poon. Does stick a stick out there and make a difference. And that was, well, Aiden Irfan, who's been very active for his team. But Keenan just winning that battle back again from him. And this is very, very interesting to see how, well, these lads have been performing against each other. So just about a minute. Quick move forward there. Veerasak Pimpa also trying to create an opportunity. Here's Pirapong. And that's the equalizer! That is the equalizer, and that's gonna stay hit. Well, it was a long time coming. And I think Wonder Sticks are back in business here. Absolutely phenomenal assist here from Pirapong and a lovely strike by Xavier Chua to level the playing field. Did put in maximum power into that. It's 1-1 and it's game on back again here for the lads. So we are back to square one. And this was so needed. It was so needed from the Wonder Sticks, who were just playing a very, very odd game. They hadn't really stepped up to the occasion, but now they have. Now that's what you require. You require the teams, to come forward with their best. Did try to knock that in, looking for that goal lead that they had, but it won't happen so soon. Decent enough effort coming from Brian Chua. And it's the end of the second period. And pretty much even Stevens, isn't it? It was 0-0 at the end of the first period. At the end of the second period, it's INOS 1, Wonder Sticks 1. And it was Andriel who got the goal scoring started there with that lovely, assist that he had. And then, of course, that equalizer coming when Pirapong found his man, that was Xavier Chua, and Xavier making absolutely no mistake there to level the playing field. So 1-1 at the end of the second period, and the third will be the decider to find out who finishes second runners-up in the Singapore Floorball Premier League 2024-25 men. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. We are coming at you live from our Tampines hub. Welcome back to the third and final period of the second runners-up match between Ainos and the Wonder Sticks. It's been a very, very interesting battle as we've looked at both sides of the fence. And let's not forget that while Andriel did give the Ainos team a lead, it was nullified by Xavier Chua's strike for the Wonder Sticks, and the second period ended at 1-all. So that's how we start off with the third and final period. It's anyone's game to win, and it's anyone's spot to claim. Well, I do believe it's very, very important for the lads to really make this count. And if they can do that, it's going to be interesting. Well, there's always talk about how, you can have a change, and it looks like he's taken a slight bit of a knock, Darius Ung. Well, a lot can be expected from a game like this, but more importantly, especially if, well, there is intent to score, intent to win this game, and it all boils down to that at the end. And that's true. The Wonder Sticks needed to find, well, a bit of joy. And, well, Isayan and his teammate Naveen Kumaran making the difference here. It's now 2-1. So finally, the lead for the Wonder Sticks, and it's been a long time coming. And this is how it all broke down. Well, Naveen moving into position. It's a lovely, 360 turn, and you do need a score like that. So Naveen Kumaran giving his team the lead. 2-1 Wonder Sticks. And doing that in the early part of this event is so very important. So Naveen Kumaran has done well for his team. And I think that was so needed. Well, in an event like this. Because one of the odd bits when you talk about it is which is the team that has the intent to win, which is the team that really wants to make the difference here. And there's always going to be, well, one that'll have the edge. Having said that, it's still a good 16 minutes plus left in this encounter. So it still is anyone's game to win. Well, looking to make a few inroads there. A lovely little strike from Chung Jia-ching. Another one of those exciting players to watch in action. Oh, what an opportunity missed, but well done there. The keeper of Ainos. Well, really, really alert. And that's Justin Pang now, who's in the goal for Ainos with Darius Ang. Well, on the side. So they are interesting times for us here. And I do believe, because we've got a player down, and that's Naveen Kumaran, well, who did score that goal. Well, there's always going to be collisions. There's always going to be a few worries. Naveen Kumaran will just get a little bit of time off. So 2-1 Wonder Sticks in this third period. Just a bit of a scramble there between the teams. A chance to try and find, well, some sort of inroads to make the difference. It's never going to be easy, remember, we said this earlier. And when the teams are more or less well matched in terms of skill, in terms of strength on that given day, there's always going to be a low-scoring affair. And that's exactly what we are currently looking at. And talk about it when you need to make a call and find your way through. Ainos are stepping it up here. It's 2-2 now. Absolutely wonderful play from the lads in blue and white as they look to make it count. And they aren't giving up. Had the lead first. And now they are reclaiming what they lost a while back. What an outstanding effort there coming from, well, Brian Chua. Absolutely marvelous. Had the conviction and saw it through. And that's what you require. You require your team member to just be able to do that at the right time. Now Wonder Sticks have a task ahead of them, and that task, of course, would involve, well, trying to reclaim what they lost just a while back. And that is the lead that they had. And here it is. That lead restored. Oh boy, it's turning out to be now a scoring affair right here in the third period. Save the best for last. Javier Chua is also turning on the heat. It's 3-2, and the Wonder Sticks certainly look like they mean business here. So Javier Chua needed to tap that in, almost volleyed that home. It's a brace for him. And it also is, well, the third goal for Wonder Sticks. So 3-2 with still close to 12 minutes left of play. Well, this was certainly needed. So Javier Chua there, doing what was much required. Well, once you actually do have the lead, it does make a very big difference to, how your team can progress and what they can come up with in terms of, trying to make it count. Put yourself into a bit of a secure position, and that's what is really required. And every single scoring opportunity, well, does, of course, spell a little bit more for that team. There's always room for, well, one more goal in there, you would think. Just scooping that over. No way through here, but Aiden Irfan decides that he wants to make a call. Still very much with it. This time taking it round was Caden Thun. one of the things that I think both the teams will have to keep in mind is they will try and avoid, well, a decider at the end like in the previous game. Now here, Wonder Sticks do get the benefit of this call. And that's, well, Keenan Poon, who has to sit it out for 2 minutes, the captain of the team. So interesting here when you actually take a look at how some of these teams have performed. More importantly, the way that they've gone about with doing their business. And that's through finally. That was so needed here, and the Wonder Sticks now are 2 goals ahead. Lovely play that we are looking at. And Mohammed Mikhail, the captain, well, he's led by example for most part of this event in the semi-finals. He has been in stellar form. He's done exceptionally well. And here we go now. It's 4 goals to 2. So how things have changed here as we get into this last and final part of the game. 7 minutes left, and it could be anyone's game to win or lose. But keep in mind the fact that one essential element remains here. You're 2 goals ahead. Now, can Wonder Sticks hold on to that? They started off on the back foot. It was INOS who were looking a lot more promising, and then things have definitely changed. Here's Romy Shafiq. A quick run that we're looking at there from Joshua Seo. And the lads in red, well, just changing the pace of the game. And I think they've done exceptionally well from that second period onwards. Well, this was so needed for them to come to the party. On the other hand, you can't help but feel a tad bit awful for INOS. Well, it's a very different Wonder Sticks that we're looking at. The Wonder Sticks that played against Orion Star was really going toe-to-toe with that team. Just to run you by, how that really panned out as far as, these lads are concerned. It was an entirely different affair. It wasn't something that we were expecting. But unfortunately for the Wonder Sticks, well, one team had to win. So in the semi-finals, well, in the semi-finals, it was a very, very different story. The Wonder Sticks fell to Orion Star. On the other hand, Nemesis literally, and I mean this literally, decimated INOS. So in the semi-finals, it was Nemesis who registered a 6-4 win. And that's before falling 3-5 to INOS. And then, of course, finishing. And there we go with another goal. And this time, INOS are back in business. It's 4-3. So the goals are coming, and the goals are coming pretty fast now. It's Darius Chan who decides that he's got to have a go. Darius Chan. Lovely strike. And the odd bit is neither could Charles Alexander or, for that matter, Mohammad Abdul Razik stop, well, that strike coming from Darius Chan. So Nemesis, of course, fell 3-5 to INOS to begin with. Then they came back with a 6-4 win, and then they really ran riot with a 9-3 victory in the third game. On the other hand, let's look at what happened to the Wonder Sticks. The Wonder Sticks, of course, first fell 4-3 to Orion Star in a game that went into extra time. They came back with a 5-3 victory and finally fell 2-6. So it's an interesting battle. Nemesis, and it's going to be a mouth-watering battle. Having said that, let's not forget that Crips go up against the Wonder Sticks ladies next, and the Wonder Sticks ladies have been on fire in their last two events. So just under 5 minutes left. Wonder Sticks still hold a single goal lead here over INOS. Will that be good enough for them to make it count? I don't know. Well, you got to tell me. It's going to be a tough. It's going to be a tough battle. And I do believe it's something that, many will be concerned about. Can something come of this? So that very, very important. You do need a timeout at a period like this. And always something to take from an encounter like this. Talk about the Wonder Sticks. Talk about them creating a bit of magic here. And these lads are turning out to be heroes here tonight. I mean, today. Naveen Kumaran. And let's not forget his good aide, Joshua Seo. Let's have a look at that. Naveen Kumaran has been in stellar form, just straight off from the middle. Absolutely stunning strike there. It's a brace for Naveen Kumaran. And Wonder Sticks now lead by 2 goals. It's 5-3. Well, talk about saving the best for last. Talk about keeping everything, for the end. And I think they pretty much got that. Still a very tall order when you talk about, what can and what can come out of an event like this. But 2 goals behind with 3.5 minutes left. INOS do have to do, well, what they can to get back into the thick of things. Oh, it's going to be tough. Well, that's punched away by the INOS keeper for the time being. Looking to find a way through, but he won't. But it's a good effort there from Darius Chon. Well, this time it's Ainos now who are pecking away at the opposition's goal. Xavier Chua takes the tumble. Here's Pirapong. And I do believe Wonder Sticks also going in for goal. Did try to knock that in from a distance. Well, I think, well, the lads from, well, Wonder Sticks do really take this game very, very seriously. Pirapongya, Kamonlue, he's been a star for the squad. It's off here to Joshua Seo. Romi Shafiq. Might be something in here for Naveen Kumaran. Well, Naveen might be on a hat-trick. I'm sure he'd love to grab one. Well, he's had a very, very interesting start in this game. And one thing is for certain, that neither the Wonder Sticks nor do Ainos want to take this game into extra time. Well, Isayan had an open goal there, you would have thought. Crucial moment here for Ainos as they've gone in with 6 men. And if you don't do it now, when exactly do you do it? That's the big question. So definitely something in here, and they might be able to pull something out of it. But with just 1 minute and 10 seconds, they need to start moving a lot faster. Time waits for no one in moments like this, and you really have to, well, take every bit for what it is. So Mohammad Mikhail has led his team very well today for the Wonder Sticks. And with 30 seconds to go, it doesn't look like the lads in the red and black are going to be giving up, well, anything here. And there it is, the Wonder Sticks emerge winners as they claim the second runners-up finish by defeating Ainos by 5 goals to 3. It's been a pretty straightforward game, but it started off as a very somber affair, 0-0 at the end of the first period. And then, of course, 1-1 at the end of the second period. And in the third period is where the Wonder Sticks just raced away to a win to finish it 5-3. So that 2-goal, well, lead just earning them the victory, and it is Ainos NTN1 who will finish 4th best or 3rd runners up. It's been an interesting battle, a pretty straightforward one, unlike the first one where the NUS Titans and Letho really stretched it down to the wire, went 9.5 yards. That's half a yard more. So let's remind you once again that this is the Singapore Floorball Premier League 2024-25. This was the men's 3rd and 4th place finish, won by Ainos. We've got the women's final coming up really soon, and my co-commentator Honey and good friend, of course, will join me in just a little bit. Well, till then you can take a breather, but we have the prize presentation for the 3rd and 4th, so don't go anywhere. We are coming at you live from our Tampines hub, and let's not forget that this is brought to you by Sports Singapore and the Singapore Floorball Association. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and I'm here with you right till the end, or the final whistle, of the men's final, which will be at the end of the day. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us as the prize presentation follows. First, it'll be INOS to receive the third runners-up medals, and then, of course, it'll be the Wonder Sticks receiving the second runners-up medals. That is the double A, and in case you're wondering what it is the appreciation applause. So here it is, the third runners-up as they receive their medals. Very, very interesting. It's Joshua Pong, Darius, the goalkeeper. It's been an interesting one from him as well. And Darius Ung, the goalkeeper that was earlier. So as the lads, of course, do wind it up, it will be interesting. Yes, Andriel put in his level best as well. Well, you've got to credit the lads. They put on a show, and remember, today we are looking at the cream of the crop, the 4 best teams, in the Singapore Floorball Premier League 2024-25. Yes, Keenan Poon, national team player, captain of INOS NTN1. He's had an interesting time. Alvin Chan, and now, of course, that'll be followed by our second runners-up, which is the Wonder Sticks. Joshua Seo can't contain his excitement as he steps up first. He'll be followed by Tavia Chua, exciting player to watch, part of the national squad. Soon after that, of course, it is Pirapong Kambanloe. What a performance from him. There's Izayan also letting his hair loose, and not to forget our goalkeepers who performed so well, Joshua Pong and the other goalkeeper Lucas Go. Naveen Kumaran, who was a star today with netting a brace. Let's not forget John Mbile Alicante. Is Daniel Mohammad Abdul Razik. Will be followed by Virasak Pimpa, another one of the Thai lads, has performed extremely well. And then Irfan, followed by Adel Aiden. And a couple of players who made such a big difference here today. Kaden Than, Arshad, Romy Shafiq, Hilario Ong, who was prolific in the first 2 games, and their coach as well. And then Surapong Sangmangkol, and the captain, doing his team right, stepping up last moment, Mikhail. And he also has to receive, the cup for the second runners-up as Wonder Sticks finish third best in this event. And that's pretty much it as far as we are concerned for this game. We will be back with you in just a little bit when the women's finals kick into place and Cripps lock horns with the Wonder Sticks ladies. Till then, of course, you can get yourself a bit of refreshment, get yourself something to eat, a snack, and join us again real soon. The ladies will get in for the warm-up, but here is the victory jump. I forgot to mention Charles Alexander, the number 36. Well, he was there too, and the lads instead are going in first for the very gentlemanly victory shot. So don't go anywhere. The action continues. We'll leave you with images of this victory by the Wonder Sticks lads, and we'll join you again real soon. Keep in mind the fact that this game stretches, or the next game will stretch all the way through for 2 hours before we have the men's finals that will finish off the event, not just for the day, but for the year.
Cut in. It's a close game. How do you feel about this game?
I believe the game was actually very hard fought between both teams. My team itself, it's been an understory kind of team. Yeah, so honestly speaking, we came quite far already. So we are quite proud of what we've done so far.
You have made amazing save. Today's game you have made a total of 46 saves.
46
Yeah,
saves.
46. How do you feel during the short-handed play?
Honestly speaking, nothing was going through my mind, but I only know I had to do it for my team. That's all I know. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Done? Can cut in. Okay. So during the first period, you guys were down 0-1. So how do you feel of this comeback?
I think first of all kudos to INOS because it's a very tough game, and 1-0 down in the first period, I feel that we took the game pretty slowly. So I think that to come back in the second and third period is a very good performance because eventually we showed our quality lah. Because I think in the first few periods we were playing the ball around, but we didn't convert our chances as well.
Like what are the changes you guys made during the later part of the period?
During the later part of the period, I think we were just told to move more off the ball and then convert our chances because in the first period we were stagnant a bit too much lah. Yeah.
Congratulations on the 2 goals for
Thank you.